I don't think I ever met a guy that went to work in the steel mill for more than 2 weeks. I mean, that's the first thing. Well, I'm only coming in here, to get a couple of bucks and do something else. 2 weeks then turns into 20 and 30 years. And I think you probably could talk to anyone. It was one of those 2-week ventures or so. And there was a great degree of romanticism as well in the steel industry. We've had instilled in us.
I'm Yesenia Chavez from the southeast side. I'm born and raised from this neighborhood, and it's very special compared to a lot of the other neighborhoods that are in Chicago because we at one point were booming with the steel industry, and a lot of the steel that came out of this neighborhood basically built the skyscrapers in downtown Chicago. There hasn't been a lot of updating. The infrastructure is very outdated. Our schools need a lot of fixing. They need funding. There aren't many medical resources out here, any mental health clinics. What you see now is honestly what you would see 20 years ago.
General Iron.
General Iron.
General Iron.
General Iron, currently located in Lincoln Park, is looking to open a metal recycling facility in South Chicago early next year. Lincoln Park residents have been critical of the facility, expressing concerns about its impact on air quality.
Why it was so infuriating that it was coming from the north side to the south side is that there's funding available to update our neighborhood, and it's being used in the north side, and we're just getting the garbage, basically. And then once I realized where the location was on 116th and Burley that General Iron was going to go to, I looked it up, and it was across the street from our only local high school in this ward. Putting two and two together and understanding that there's possibility for development outside of industry, but all we're getting is the garbage. I was at a point where I was just okay, enough's enough. And I've seen the disinvestment in communities like mine around Chicago. So having that in mind, it just felt it felt necessary, and it honestly felt like we didn't have another choice.
Residents of Chicago's southeast side are sending a message to Mayor Lori Lightfoot near her home today. Stop letting companies pollute neighborhoods.
The first hunger strikers have been hungry for justice. Next thing you know, what started as a protest became a movement.
We reached out to the mayor's office in General Iron for comment. No word from them at this time.
Before I joined the hunger strike, it was clear that nobody wanted even to touch the subject, right? We tried to put a resolution. We tried to have a conversation, asking for meetings with the Chicago Department of Public Health, right? We asked, to just to get the attention on the EPA and any government agency to listen to what's happening on the ground and why this facility was putting the health and well-being of our residents at stake.
And we knew that they were listening to our demands because there were different things mentioned in press conferences that were popping up around the city. So when I would tune into them and there wouldn't be anything substantial mentioned, towards progress of our community and ultimately denying this permit, I was it's really simple, and I felt like city council and just the mayor's office was overcomplicating things.
We see the hunger strike of people from the community who are putting their health on the line. The fact that there was really no response from the city, no willingness to listen.
The lack of humanity and empathy that was happening in those periods, it pissed me off, but it fueled me to keep going.
Environmental activists are celebrating a decision by the Chicago mayor, Lori Lightfoot, to delay the permitting process for General Iron.
We fought and we won, and we're not going to stop. Even though the city's tried to leave the lane open to maybe do the permit down the road, we're not going to stop till the permit is denied. If General Iron's not good enough for folks in Lincoln Park, then do not bring it on the southeast side.
There's always that gut instinct that is telling you that what's happening around you isn't right. And although there may be really powerful systems that are in place, for excluding certain demographics out of you know, robust resources. Like, we built this city realistically. Like, my ancestors and the ancestors of the people in this community built this city with their hands and their labor. And I think it's time that we get, you know, some support back from the city that we worked so hard in.